Damn, old man, why do you keep calling me? You're annoying me. Thank God. You didn't answer your phone or return my calls. I was worried about you. What? Annoying. How's college life? Good. Are you getting enough to eat? Are you not in trouble? Nothing. I mean, even if I say that to you, it doesn't seem to mean anything. Why are you saying it like that? I'm your father, so if you're in trouble, I would help you. Stop it. When I was in elementary school, you were constantly traveling on business, and then you moved out on your own for years. You've never done anything fatherly for me. I'm really sorry about that. You know, Mother used to say, Father doesn't like us. She said that to you? That's impossible. I love you and her more than anything in the world. You can say whatever you want. I'm sorry to make you feel so sad. Believe me, family is the most important thing for me. It doesn't matter now. So, you done talking? I'm about to finish my break at my part-time job. You're working this late? Yes, is that bad? Won't it affect the college life? None of your business. You know? What do you mean? Never mind. Oh hey, why don't you come back sometime soon? You haven't been back home for almost 6 months now. Why? It's just wasting my money on transportation. I'll give you that much. Actually, my work assignment ends the month after next. Well, good for you. So that's why you should come home then. Let's go out for dinner with the family for the first time in a while. Dinner? What do you think? Do you want to go? I won't go 'cause I'll get fat. Don't say that. If you lose any more weight, you'll be skinny. Besides, one meal won't make you fat. I don't want to. Good food tastes like garbage when I eat it with you. You don't have to say that. It's been a long time since I've had a chance to talk with you. I don't have anything to talk to you about. You know, family dinners at my age? Seriously, it's so gross. What's going on with you? Did anything happen to you at school? Ugh, I don't need you. Go to hell, scum dad. Is this a rebellion? I'm a little sad. My name is Tony, 45 years old. My wife, Sunny, is 4 years younger than me, and we got married 20 years ago. We have such a lovely girl, Anne, who is adorable. This year, she turns 19. She's now attending college to study a foreign language. I'm in a deep state of sadness over a message from her, saying that I've been so focused on my work that I've missed my family. I've been regretting that, but still, has she ever said such demeaning things about me before? I have a bit of an unclear feeling. I made her feel so lonely. I tried to communicate with her as much as possible. I tried to communicate with her again a few weeks later. But even after 3 or 4 days, the message still wasn't read. I never thought she would turn out like that. I can't help but cry when I think back on it now. Dad, I was worried about you because you didn't read my messages for 4 days. Are you okay? Can you talk on the phone? I can't talk on the phone now. Oh, okay. Were you busy with college and the part-time job? I got fired from my part-time job. You were working so hard. What happened? The manager asked me to go out with him. I said no. He touched me and I didn't like it, so I slapped him out of the way. He said, "You hurt me. You're guilty of assault. You're fired." What's with that guy? I'll deal with him. Where's the store? Don't do it. I'm afraid you'll get angrier. I don't want to get involved anymore. If you say so, I understand. But he didn't hurt you or anything, right? I'm alright. But I didn't get paid for this month's work. I haven't eaten for 3 days. What? I tried to pay the bill for water and electricity with this month's salary, but I couldn't pay them and they stopped. I can't take it anymore. Wait, what about the $2,000? What are you talking about? Mom sends you a monthly allowance of $2,000 every month, right? I don't get that kind of money. I mean, Dad, you told Mom that she didn't have to send allowance money because I'm a college student, didn't you? Mom told me that. Of course not. I send her the monthly allowance of $2,000 so you can focus on studies. That's a lie. Then why isn't the money coming in? Your mom has your passbook, so with the living expenses, I'm asking her to transfer the money to you. What? So you're saying that Mom isn't giving me the money intentionally? I have no idea. Mom told me all my life that you're the kind of guy who doesn't put money in the house. No, of course not. I work alone. I can't help out with the housework or raising a child. So I made sure you and your mom had enough to live on. I just made sure to give money. But when I was in high school, Mom cried because you wouldn't give us enough money to live on. So I got a part-time job and gave it to her. What's that? She was begging a high school girl for money. Mom said that you were giving money to other women. You wouldn't give it to us. How is that possible? I've been giving her more money for living expenses and savings. There's a history of transfers in my passbook. What's going on? I'll have to ask her. You don't have any money on you, right? Do you use PayPal? I'll wire you the money now. Thanks, but I don't think I can go shopping. When I stand up, it makes me dizzy. I can't move from my bed. Are you okay? I'll call an ambulance and I'll come over there as soon as I can. Okay, I'm sorry. Hey, didn't you send allowance money to Anne at all? What? What is it all of a sudden? Anne didn't have any money. She texted me. She hadn't eaten or drank for days. You contacted her? Yeah, so I asked about her allowance money from you. She said she didn't get it. I did. She spent it all. She's lying. I don't think she's lying. You are way too easy on her, just because you're her father. I looked at her passbook and there were no transfers from you at all. What? How could you look in her passbook? I went to her apartment as soon as she texted me. She's in the hospital now. What? Why? She was in the house in the middle of summer with no food or drinks, no running water, and no electricity. You know what I mean? I don't understand. Explain to me. She'd had severe heat stroke, dehydration, and even mild malnutrition. She had become so skinny. Oh my god! But she's in the hospital. She's gonna be okay. Relief, relief. Are you crazy? The slightest mistake could have, and you're exaggerating. But why instead of me did she call you? I looked at her phone. She called and texted you a lot too. What? Oh, I see it now. You ignored everything. What were you doing when our daughter was having a hard time? I've been busy with things, so it's true that you haven't sent any allowance money to her. She's a college student. She can get a part-time job or something on her own. I kept it for her in case she was really in trouble. Now is the time. If this is how it's gonna be, I should have sent the money myself. Calm down. She's okay after all, isn't she? That's good. That's not the point. Oh, that's so annoying. I've got something to do. Can I go now? This late? You're not coming to check her? What am I supposed to do if I go there? I'm not a doctor, so what's the point of me going there? Aren't you worried about her? She's 19 now. She's a grown woman. If I cared about her that much, I wouldn't have time for myself. I see your point. I understand what you're saying. Are we done? Can I go now? You're too annoying. I'm hanging up. Have it your way. Hey, what are these divorce papers? Just as you see it. I'm divorcing you, so fill it out. Huh? Why? Are you saying you're divorcing me just because I don't send money to my daughter? Are you nuts? I don't get it. That's not all. You said I didn't put money in the house. I heard you made her, who was a high school student, get a part-time job and use that as living expenses. Is she lying again? She's not lying. She showed me the phone she used in high school. And it shows. It's your payday, isn't it? Bring me the money now. I saw that message. Didn't I give you $1,000 each for living expenses and savings? And you had a part-time job that time too, right? So what? Why did you lie to her to beg so much money? I was paying the rent, utility bills, and everything related to the payment. You can live well with $1,000 in a part-time job, right? You don't understand how much money a woman needs for everything. Then why don't you take it out of savings? I used it every month. So what did you spend the money on? I was into organic stuff. I spent over $1,000 in food alone and clothes. Are you serious? Are you doubting me? How can you come up with such lies so flippantly? I'm not lying. Rick, 22 years old and a senior at ABC College. What? Who's that? You know him well, don't you? The guy you've been contributing to for almost 2 years. What are you talking about? I don't understand. You're trying to make up an affair and divorce. You're trying to cover up for your cheating, right? It's true that the bad ones bark more often than the good ones. I'm cheating on you. When and where? You're probably bringing women to your place. I live in a company dormitory. A long time ago, there was an incident, since the security guards are stationed 24 hours a day. Also, the entrances have facial recognition systems for security purposes. Do you need proof of that? Then you're going to a girl's house. Except for company drinking parties, I go straight home. I can show the time card and the record of entering and leaving my apartment. I don't cheat. If you want to check it out, go ahead. Moreover, I have no contact with women in the departments because it's full of men. On the other hand, there's plenty of evidence for your affair. What? I hired a detective agency to check you for the past week. You took advantage of me in Anne's absence and invited him over every day for the past 7 days, and gave him a present every time. And on top of that, you even gave him money at the door when he was leaving. This is a misunderstanding. What's the misunderstanding? I have pictures for proof. And you should at least close the curtains when you do something like that. The guy from the detective agency said he was surprised when he saw you. No way. Well, the neighbors might have found out by now. You know, I can explain about this. I was lonely because you were far away from home. You've been contributing for 2 years just for the heck of it. You even used my daughter's allowance money. I'm not using it. I'm sorry, but I checked it up. There wasn't a penny in your account to send you. There is. I made another account. Then show me the account balance now. Now's not a good time. Stop lying. Well, Rick says he's a college student and doesn't have money. I want to help him. What? Even though my daughter is like this, you give money to the college student with whom you were having an affair with, especially the money I was supposed to give to Anne for her living? I'm sorry, it was just one slip-up. We've been together for 20 years, right? Please forgive me. I really have worked hard for the past 20 years to make you and Han happy. I guess it was all for nothing. I'm breaking up with him. I can't live without you. Not without me? You mean not without my money? I will never forgive you for what you did to my beloved daughter for the sake of a man who you cheated on me with. I have reflected on it. I will change my ways and do my best for the family. So please, I feel very sick of the thought of you doing anything for me. I can't be with you anymore. Please fill out the divorce papers now. No, that's what Anne wants too. What do you mean? I'm looking at these messages with her now. What? No, you aren't. Why didn't you tell me sooner? What would you have done if I had told you? I can't believe my daughter is reading this. Oh my god, it's not what you think. This is a dream. Yes, a dream. What are you talking about? Anne is already 19. She understands everything about the situation. That's why she says I should get a divorce. And she's cutting you off. No. Am I going to lose both my husband and my daughter at the same time? Also, the cheating partner, I had a chat with him yesterday. He thought of you as nothing more than an old lady who gave him money and had fun with him. He also paid me $15,000 for alimony right away. No, he promised to be together forever. That's too bad. Apparently, there are a lot of great old ladies out there for him, besides you. You're kidding me, right? I don't know the details, but the detective agent told me. And I can't divide the property as you spending my savings. Also, I'm requesting a compensation for the affair. I've quit my part-time job and I'm a housewife now. I don't have any money. You could work at a convenience store or a supermarket. No, I also have debts. You even borrowed money to have fun with a college student. Because I want to give him presents. That's too bad for you. Well, good luck with the alimony payments and paying off the debt. If you don't sign the divorce papers, I'm gonna take legal action, okay? Hang on, you still have your stuff over here, don't you? When you come pick it up, shall we talk about it? I'm sure we'll understand each other better if we talk in person. I've been living alone for many years, so I have what I need over here. Throw away that stuff over there. Please, give me another chance. Also, if you still live in that room, I'll change it to your name. It'd be hard to pay $1,700 in rent, so I'm gonna cancel the lease. After everything, Sunny said she doesn't want a divorce. She was acting like a spoiled brat, so I decided to take legal action. The divorce went very smoothly because there was more than enough evidence of the affair. I don't know what happened to my ex-wife after that. So far, the consolation money has been transferred without delay. Rumor is, she works at a shady place. I heard something about being put on a fishing boat, but I'm not interested. My daughter had the hardest time with this one. I apologized from the bottom of my heart for what happened. Now, I send money directly to my daughter. She is finally able to focus on her studies. The other day, she called me and said, "I studied French today." She happily reported back to me, "Oh, speak of the little devil. Here's a message from my daughter. Are you off tomorrow? I want to go to a steakhouse. Do you want to go with me?" "I'm off tomorrow." "Alright, let's go to a nice restaurant." "Really?" "Of course. More importantly, are you still on a diet?" "That's a joke. At the time, I thought you were betraying me and my mother, so I just..." "Okay, I'm glad we cleared that up." "Hey Dad, I'm sorry." "Forget about it. You know, that time. Thank you for texting me. Somehow, I thought you might help me. I'm so glad." "Oh, are you crying? Please don't do that again." "What a good old man. They're tears of joy." "I'm so sorry to put you through that really hard time." "That's enough about that. I said I would forgive you, didn't I?" "Oh, thank you so much." I can't stop crying. I'm gonna wash my face. You're a crybaby, but I love you, Dad. I'm sorry I was so cold to you.
It's almost time for the bullet train, so I have to go. Please take care of the house while I'm away. I don't want to come back to a house full of garbage.
I know. I'll be sure to clean the house. When you and the baby come home, it'll be good enough for you to get some rest.
I'll be counting on that.
Yeah, leave it to me. So, good luck with the baby, Linda. And tell your parents I said hi.
Yeah, okay. I'll be in touch. Hey, Linda. Where are you now, and what are you doing? I can't believe you are napping at home and not attending your father-in-law's funeral. I cannot believe you can be in such a mood. What? I'm not asking you to help with the funeral, but you should at least show up at your husband's father's funeral. Wait a minute. What do you mean, funeral? Don't act like you don't know. You knew everything, and yet you didn't even show up to mourn. After you got my father to pay for your wedding and your new house, it's beyond insane that you wouldn't attend his funeral. I haven't heard anything about it. Huh? Don't be silly and just show up. How can you not have heard something as important as this? I really haven't heard anything. Please, calm down and listen to what I have to say. I don't know anything about your father's death. Besides, I'm back at my parents' house now, so I can't go there any sooner even if I wanted to. You're back in your hometown? Yes, I'm back to give birth in my hometown. I've been here for a week now. But Dan never mentioned anything about his father. When did he die? How long had he been sick? I really haven't heard a thing. Wait a minute, I can't wrap my head around this. You're giving birth back home. That means you're pregnant, right? You haven't heard anything from Dan? I haven't heard anything about that. If you're back home, that means your belly is already pretty big, right? Yes, the baby is due next month. What? Dan only told me you were supposed to be home napping, but you're actually at your parents' house and you're having a baby? I'm sorry. I don't really fully understand what's going on either. Anyway, I'm going to pay a visit to your father's grave as soon as I get back. I'm sorry I missed the funeral without even notifying you. Come on, pick up the phone. Stop running around and explain to me what's going on.
Calm down, Linda. I can't pick up the phone when you're so angry.
I have every right to be angry. I wasn't told anything about your father's death. If I had known, I would have sent out a condolence message.
I didn't say anything out of concern for you. My father collapsed just before you went back to your parents' house. I didn't want to say anything because I thought it would worry you.
But at least you should have told me he passed away.
That's my way of showing my concern. I thought it was bad luck to tell such a thing to a pregnant woman before the birth. That's why I couldn't say anything about the funeral.
So you think it's also out of concern that you didn't tell everyone about our baby? Lauren didn't even know I was back in my hometown. In fact, she says she didn't even know I was pregnant.
That's because, my sister Lauren is already in her 40s, but still single. No boyfriend, no marriage, no possibility of having kids. How can I tell my sister that my wife is pregnant? That's why I haven't told anyone on my side of the family yet.
Don't you understand that that's disrespectful to Lauren? And so is your concern for me. Because of you, Dan, they thought I was insane. I'm sure Lauren isn't the only one who's upset. I'm sure all of the relatives who attended the funeral thought I was an insane wife.
I'm sorry. I'll make things right with everyone when things settle down. And then you can take your beautiful baby and go visit Dad's grave.
I'll do that without you telling me. So, is there anything else you want to apologize?
Huh?
There's more, isn't there? Will you just tell me everything now?
Oh, come on. There's nothing else to apologize for.
The wedding and the new house we just built last year. I heard that you got help from your father. Lauren blamed me. She said, "Why didn't you go to his funeral after having him pay so much money for you?" I was surprised about the funeral, but I was also surprised to hear about that. I didn't know anything about that kind of support.
Oh no, it's not like that, Linda.
Can you explain to me right now what's different? My parents rather helped us with the wedding and the new house, didn't they? And then you said to me, "I'm sorry, we didn't get any support from our family."
I'm sorry. Actually, my father did provide some support, but I spent it on my own stuff.
I beg your pardon?
I know it's an excuse, but I didn't mean to spend it all. I just wanted to use a little bit of it for my hobbies and stuff, but then it turned out that I spent it all.
That's no excuse. What exactly did you spend the money on? How much did you receive and how much did you spend?
I think I got about $10,000 for the wedding. But the truth is, I bought the engagement ring using a revolving credit plan, so I used the money to pay off that debt.
No way! That engagement ring was paid off with a revolving loan?
And maybe $30,000 for the new house. But there were so many things I wanted, like a new fishing rod and parts for my motorcycle. My allowance wasn't enough, so I had to use that money.
I can't believe all of your doings, and I can't trust you with anything. Dan, I'm sorry to spring this on you so suddenly, but I want you to divorce me.
Huh? Divorce?
I can't be around someone who has hidden debts and spends a huge amount of money selfishly without even discussing it with me. It's impossible to raise a child with someone like that.
What do you mean impossible? Getting divorced before the baby is born is more impossible.
Up until now, you've been able to manage your debts and your needs. But that's because you're lucky to have your father's money. But what would you have done if you had none of that lucky support? I can't live with someone so unpredictable as you.
What the hell does that mean? Are you saying that I would have gone into debt behind your back? I would never do such a thing. I wouldn't do such an irresponsible thing, especially when I'm about to have a baby.
I want to believe you, but I just can't right now.
Don't be so cold. I'm sorry for all the things I kept from you. I'm sorry I spent all of my dad's money on my own. Oh, or is it that? Linda, are you sulking that I kept the money all to myself?
Huh? Sulking?
That's why you're so angry. You're probably jealous because I spent all the money from my dad all by myself. But if that's the case, I have an idea. In return for everything I've done so far, I'll give you my dad's inheritance to you, Linda.
Huh?
My dad was a hard worker, you know. I think he left a good amount of inheritance. He's always been sweet to me, and plus I'm the eldest son. I'm sure I'll get more than my sister, so I'll give it all to you. I'll probably receive 30,000 or even more, so we'll call it even.
Even? You don't think I'm going to let you get away with this, do you?
I'm sorry I used up my father's money without asking. So don't tell me you're getting a divorce. I'll give you all of my inheritance once you come back from your hometown. I'm the eldest, so I should get more than my sister. You can count on it.
I'm sorry. The whole inheritance is mine. I didn't realize that all of Dad's support was lost to my foolish brother's extravagance. I'm ashamed of myself for blaming Linda for not knowing all this.
Are you Lauren by any chance?
Yeah, I'm your sister in her 40s and still single. I don't even have a boyfriend, so I'm a sister who's miserably causing worry to my brother. But I have more life experience than you, so I'll give you some advice. Dan, you need to divorce Linda right now. A guy like you deserves to be abandoned by his wife.
Wait a minute. Why are you with Linda? Linda is back at her parents' place.
I know that. That's why I'm visiting her parents' house.
What?
Dad's will required me to come here. I wanted to hear from Linda directly. I left for Linda's hometown right after yesterday's funeral. I thought it would be better to do it as soon as possible.
Dad's will? You didn't tell me there was such a thing.
I didn't need to. The will was written to me.
What?
He asked me to have his ashes scattered at an island near Linda's hometown. There's this small island our dad loved so much that he visited once a year. What he wrote in his will is, Dan has been very spoiled, so that's partly why I can't trust him. Could you, Lauren, handle these important matters? I can only trust you to do such things. So, I immediately flew over here for the procedure.
What?
And while I am here, I thought I should stop by Linda's place. Then you contacted her at the right moment. I sat next to her and read the whole thing. Why don't you just give her a divorce already?
I don't want to do that. I don't want to get divorced just when we're about to have a baby. You said earlier that I wouldn't get my inheritance. What the hell does that mean?
As a matter of fact, that was also written in the will addressed to me. He said, I want to leave Lauren at least the inheritance after all the money I've given to Dan. Your father gave you a lot of money. He paid for your wedding, the down payment on the new house, and even bought you a car when you went to college. And whenever you needed something, you always begged your father to buy it for you. He wrote in his will that I should deduct that amount from your share of the inheritance.
Are you kidding me?
As a result, you will receive nothing. It's exactly equal if I get all of it.
So you're receiving the entire inheritance for yourself?
Dad, he's so sincere, isn't he? He spoiled you because you're the eldest son, but he also thinks about me, his daughter. That's why I didn't grow up to be a mess, and I've been able to live an upright life.
That's a lie. It can't be true. No way I won't be getting any of my father's inheritance. How could my father not leave me anything?
Don't get it wrong. Your father tried to leave you things too, but it's more a result of your spoiled life.
That may be true, but why didn't he say so from the beginning? That instead of supporting us, he'd reduce my share of the inheritance. It's not fair to do this after the fact kind of stuff.
How can you say that when you keep bringing things up after the fact? You didn't even tell me about Linda's pregnancy. You didn't tell her about the debt, the support money, the funeral, or anything. Now, you know how hard it is and how unreasonable it is for the one who's being told things afterwards.
It's that...
I'll say it again. You should divorce Linda immediately. Don't try to hold her back with an inheritance you won't get.
I'm really sorry about what happened. I've been thinking about it over and over again, and I regret it. I've been thinking, you can cut off my allowance for everything my father has given me. So please don't tell me you'll divorce me.
Thank you for your remorse, Dan. But I'm sorry. I really can't handle you. I can't trust people who hide things from me for the rest of my life.
I won't hide things from you anymore. I'll live my life so that you'll be able to trust me from now on. I won't borrow money or spend the money that was given to me without permission. I swear I'll never do anything selfish again.
You really promise?
Of course, I swear. I'll swear to my Father in heaven that I'll never hurt you again. So please reconsider the divorce. I love you, Linda, and our baby girl.
I can't believe you would say that. But are you sure? If you go that far, I think that coworker you're dating might get depressed and cry.
What?
That's what you're swearing to your Father in heaven. Are you sure that's a wise thing to say? If that's the case, you'll never be able to visit your father's grave again, Dan.
Wait a minute. Did you just say I'm dating someone?
I said you're dating your coworker. Maria, your coworker who works at the same company. You've been together for about a year.
Wait a minute. How do you know about her?
Lauren went out of her way to contact me, saying there's a strange woman sleeping in our house and asked me what she should do about it.
What? My sister?
Lauren acts so fast, doesn't she? After seeing me yesterday, she went right back there. She said if you're getting a divorce, I'll go get your stuff. She went to her house to pack up my belongings for me.
Oh.
And somehow a strange woman was sleeping in our house. I asked Lauren to question her. Lauren woke her up immediately, so she got answers out of her for me.
No kidding. What the hell? It can't be. I've been able to hide it so well, and there was no sign of you finding out.
Huh? What's impossible is what's going on in your head. While your wife is out of town to give birth, what the hell are you thinking letting a cheater stay at her house?
No. It's just a coincidence that she ended up staying here. She got a hangover from accompanying me when I was drinking in desperation last night. So I had no choice but to let her stay at my place and rest.
Oh, you're very kind to other women, aren't you? Well, if you're so nice to other women, why don't you start being nice to me, your wife? She's begging for a divorce. I'd like you to show some kindness and sign the divorce papers as soon as possible.
Oh, no.
I'm going to ask for property division, child support, and also alimony. You'd better be prepared, since you've been doing as you please for a long time. After that, thanks to Lauren, I was able to get the evidence and testimony of the affair. Also, I was able to get alimony from both sides. Last month, the divorce was finalized. I also got a lump sum child support payment. The affair was revealed to the company and they both resigned. I heard that they broke up soon after that. Dan lost his job and money and tried to return to his parents' house in a panic. Lauren had already sold the family home after she inherited it. He is now living in a cheap apartment and looking for a new job. By the way, after Lauren disposed of her parents' house, she moved to the island which her father loved, using the money she inherited from her father. She enjoys slow life and sometimes visits me and my newborn child. We still have a good relationship.